Yo, what's up guys? It's me, Zachary, back bringing you some more daily NBA news and updates. We got a couple of things to talk about today, so let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. Let's go. Coming into the 2017-2018 NBA season, people were wondering exactly what we were going to see out of Russell Westbrook this year. Now that he's playing along Paul George and Carmelo Anthony, would he be the same wrecking ball type of player that earned him the MVP last year, or would he be more of a facilitator now that he has Paul George and Carmelo Anthony on his side? And 4 games into the season so far, we don't have the full answer, but we do know that we're getting a little bit of both from Russell Westbrook. He is facilitating a little more while also taking over games when he needs to. Currently on the year, he's averaging 21.5 points on 47% shooting, including 44% from deep, 12.8 assists, and 9.5 rebounds per game. So his assists are up from last year, but his scoring is down, and that's because he is taking 8 less shots per game. So for the most part, Russell Westbrook has been just as dominant, if not even more dominant than he was last year. That is except for in one area: his free throw shooting. For his career, Westbrook has been a really good free throw shooter, hitting above 80% of his attempts from the stripe in each of his first 9 seasons, except for his second season, where he shot just below 80% at 78%. This year, however, he has really been struggling from the free throw line. He has hit only 16 of his 28 attempts so far. That is 57%. At first, you might think that this is nothing concerning. He's only shot 28 times. That's such a small sample size. It's nothing to worry about. He will be just fine. While I do agree that he will be just fine, it's not your typical case of a player struggling from the free throw line. There is a very specific reason why Russell Westbrook cannot hit his free throws. And that reason is a new rule that the NBA implemented to free throw shooters over the offseason. Over the summer, when the NBA made the changes to help the pace of the game, such as standardizing the halftime intermission to exactly 15 minutes every single game, instead of saying it was going to be 15 minutes, but in all actuality, it was more like 25. And something else they changed is that players now have to be ready to shoot their free throws as soon as the ref is ready to pass them the ball. Meaning that for players like Russell Westbrook, who it used to be a part of his free throw routine to walk back to the half-court line after every free throw, are no longer allowed to do that without being called for a delay of game penalty. I know it sounds crazy to think such a minor change like this could throw off someone like Russell Westbrook by this much at the free throw line, but if you think about it, it's not as crazy as it seems. Westbrook has attempted just under 5,000 free throw attempts in his career so far. He has stepped to the line 5,000 times, and each of those 5,000 times, he did the exact same thing before every free throw. He'd walk back to the half-court line, take a breath, and walk back and shoot a free throw. Most players in the NBA have a free throw routine, something they do every time before they take a free throw. It helps them get in rhythm. It's just like a ritual. They don't even have to think about it. They just do it when they step to the stripe. So now for Russell Westbrook, him having that taken away from him is throwing him off. I don't really know how to explain it, but I'm sure everyone watching this video has something that they do every time before they do something else. A habit, a ritual, just something, no matter how small it is. You do it every time before you do something else. And one day you aren't able to do that thing for some reason and you just feel wrong. You feel thrown off. Something doesn't feel right. That's what's going on with Russell Westbrook right now. And he even admitted to it after the Thunder's win yesterday over the Indiana Pacers.
Man, I don't know. I gotta concentrate. I gotta change my routine up a little bit, man. I used to shoot and walk back behind the 3, and I'm not allowed to do that because of this new rule. I've been doing that since high school, so just gotta figure it out, man, and figure out a different routine where I can take some time and take a deep breath and figure it out. But I'll be alright.
Russell Westbrook will be fine. Overall, big picture, he will be fine. He just needs to find a new free throw pattern, a new rhythm, and then it'll be fine. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but he'll get back to his old free throw ways eventually. I'm sorry, but I just found this to be absolutely hilarious. LeBron James yesterday just told us what his final career goal that he set for himself is. And once you guys know what it is, I'm sure that you will get a laugh out of it too. The final goal for LeBron James in his legendary career is to shoot 80% from the free throw line. Not the field, not from three, the free throw line. That's all LeBron wants now. I want to shoot 80% from the free throw line, man. That's my only goal. That's the last goal of my NBA career. That's my last one. I've done everything else. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. It's sad. LeBron had his best year from the charity stripe all the way back in 2008 and 2009. During that season, he shot 78% from the free throw line. For his career, LeBron James is a 74% free throw shooter. And it's just crazy to think that someone who has basically mastered every aspect of the game struggles with free throw shooting. He's elite in every other single aspect of the game except for free throw shooting, one of the easiest parts of the game. It doesn't make sense. This man is a straight up clown, bro. Before yesterday's Philadelphia 76ers versus Houston Rockets game, Joel Embiid decided it would be best if he got up some warm-up shots. And no, he didn't get injured in the process of his warm-up or anything like that, but instead he kind of used this time to poke fun at another young player in the NBA, Lonzo Ball, as Joel Embiid mocked Lonzo Ball's shooting form. Maybe, just maybe, Embiid really admires Lonzo Ball's shooting form and is trying to perfect it himself. Maybe that's what's going on here. But I for real just can't wait to see these two teams go at each other. There was a lot of talk between LeVar Ball, Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid over the offseason. There's some bad blood there. And this could be like the new young rivalry in the NBA. And I'm excited for it. November 15th. That is the first time these two teams play, November 15th. And it is for sure going to be a must-watch game. That is assuming that Joel Embiid stays healthy by November 15th. But according to Embiid though, we are all making way too big of a deal over his health concerns. Everybody's got to stop being scared. I'm not made of glass. That's basketball. Those comments came after Joel Embiid hit the ground pretty hard in yesterday's game, and after it happened, after he was laying on the floor for a second, there was a time where people questioned whether or not he would get up. But to everyone's surprise, Joel Embiid hopped right up and continued to play like nothing happened. I'm at the stage where I'm just so numb to it all, and I mean that. I can tell you that your heart's sort of on your sleeve. That's kind of true. But you just get through it and hope he stands up and moves on. That's what head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, Brett Brown, had to say about Joel Embiid and his health concerns. And it sounds like Brett Brown is at the point where he just doesn't care anymore. This man has been through it all. He's been there for every single injury that has happened to one of these Sixers young players. He's seen so much that he just doesn't care anymore. He's like, if it happens, it happens. If he gets injured, there ain't nothing I can do about it, but I'ma stop stressing every time this man jumps from the ground. Question of the daytime, Sixers or Lakers? Who do you guys see winning the first game between these two teams? Let me know down in the comment section below, but now let's take a look at what you guys said in yesterday's video. And yesterday, I asked you guys what you think about this Markelle Fultz situation, if the NBA should step in, since clearly the Sixers weren't doing a good job with Markelle Fultz, and here's what you said. Question of the day, I personally don't think that the NBA should get involved with the Markelle Fultz situation, mainly because the 76ers should be more responsible by now, and they aren't willing to change that we can watch the process take a very long time. Question of the day, I think the NBA should look into the Markelle Fultz injury. The 76ers are just making Fultz injury worse by making him play through the pain, and it'll also take the injury longer to heal. Question of the day, I'm a huge Sixers fan, and I absolutely believe the NBA should step in and correct what the Sixers are doing. Everyone on that medical staff should be fired right now. Well, right after I made that video, the Sixers did announce that Markelle Fultz would miss the next 3 games. He'd be out to rest for the next 3 games, which is a good step in the right direction, but 3 games? Really? I mean, they just said they had to inject some fluid into him and that he's in so much pain that he literally can't raise his arms to shoot. I don't know if that's something that 3 days of resting from games will be able to fix. Overall, we still don't know what is wrong with Markelle Fultz, and that's why I think the NBA should step in to at least get to the bottom of some sort of diagnosis of Markelle Fultz's shoulder, because something just doesn't feel right here. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about all of this down in the comment section below, and I guess until tomorrow, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!